Now that you're lying in it, 'cause there's red wine on the bed, questions in my head. Why am I always feeling half dead? What do I do with this? How do I get this fixed? And how do I make a square peg fit? Fit. What do I do with this?
How did you get into music?
I did it in high school, and then I went to a couple years of university and decided to go on tour for a few years. Released a few albums, was called Head.
So were you a rock star at this time?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, there's levels of rock stardom. I was a very small level.
So how successful was that band?
Successful enough to very, very modestly live off of for 5 years, and tour full time with.
I think that's pretty successful for sure.
I mean, I'm happy I did it. I don't have anything to show for it, but I'm happy I did it.
And then how is that band connected to Broken Social Scene?
The bass player that I was in that band with, they're actually the co-founder. It was really me and him for most of it, and he went on to form Broken Social Scene some years later. I really wanted to move on. It's been 7 years, and I was taking a keen interest in mastering, and so I got a job as a mastering engineer.
So you left a rock star career to do mastering. Is this what I'm hearing now?
Well, yeah, but the rock star level was getting lower and lower and lower. I don't wanna go on tour ever again in my whole life. That was then. I couldn't possibly do that again. Touring's tough. Touring is like you're never staying in one place for very long. Like usually just you get there for the show and you're back on the road again. Touring is whether you're a huge band or a small band. Touring is 90% traveling. So, and traveling's boring after the third day. When you're spending like 9 hours traveling and then 3 hours playing and then 9 hours traveling again, it's just, there's no fun in that. You're stuck with the same guys all day, and you only get that, your only respite is that one couple hours of shows, and maybe you stay over and you like party a little bit, but you're off early in the morning. Then it's just all traveling nonstop, and there's not much fun about touring. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff about touring, but the majority of it's not, and it's way more fun just to stay home.
You're in an independent project right now called Noah's Akweld. How and when did you start that?
I started Noah's Akweld right at the end days of my band Head, and I needed a different sort of venue for music, so I put out an album at the last year of when Head was together, and then I took a 10-year hiatus with that and released another album just a year ago.
So that's this album right here, right?
Yeah.
And what's the album called?
Names for Shapes That Don't Exist.
Very cool. I have this album and it's great. I totally love it. You have a couple of guest singers, that's right?
Yep.
Who are they?
There's Sarah Slean, Lenny Jabor, Carly Atkins, and Simon Wilcox. I released it for vanity's sake. It wasn't, I wasn't really doing anything with it.
So you're not actively promoting it?
No, I'm on to something different now. Now I'm doing just Akweld. It's like more country.
Really?
Yeah.
So this was Noah's Akweld, and now you're doing another project called Akweld.
Yeah, just about doing different music stuff. When music becomes a hobby, you do it for totally self-serving reasons, right? So there's no purpose to this. So it's purely for self-serving reasons. And I sold a few hundred. Yeah. Yeah. It's available for sale on Sonic Onion and on iTunes and whatever, but I don't try to promote it. I'm first and foremost a mastering engineer, not a musician. So.
Who is one artist that you know that is most successful as an independent artist, not on a label?
Hayden has had a very long career. his first album came out, I think, in 95 or 96, and he's been able to sort of support himself on his music since then. He's got his own label. His second album actually was on a major label, and he hasn't been on a major label since. He has distribution through Universal Music, but his record label is his own record label, and he does it completely independently, and has been doing that for upwards of 10 years now. So he's been very successful with it, I think.
So what makes him
I think
successful?
luck has a lot to do with it, and the right combination of sort of ideas. I think he keeps it fresh. He doesn't stray too far with his music, so his fans can stay interested in what he does. He doesn't have to constantly make new fans. And he stays pretty true to his vision. I think people pick up on that. I think that's why he probably does fairly well.
Cool. And what kind of advice do you have for independent musicians today getting into this
The
industry?
only advice I could possibly give is do it for fun. And then if you try to turn it into a business, this ultimately it's not your decision. The fact of the matter is most people's music is not that great, and but your music's good to you and good to your friends, but and that's fine. That's really what you should do it for. And if the market or if outside factors determine that it's going to be bigger than that, then you can turn it into a business and go with that. But basically don't have high expectations, because ultimately you will get disappointed in this industry because there's a lot of people doing it and very, very few get successful with it. And it doesn't mean you're not good. It means people just aren't into it, and there's a billion different factors why that might happen. So, and there's a lot of people who just plain suck. They're just really, really bad, and because their mom and their friends like it, they think they're really good, but they're not.
So do you feel that you've achieved your music dream?
Yeah, I'm really happy where I am. I mean, I'm in one of the best studios in Canada, one of the best studios in the world. I'm co-owner of it, and I have all the gear I could possibly want, even though I'm still getting new gear. But I'm working on some awesome albums, and I'm happy with what I do, and I can make my own music, and yeah.
So life is good for Noah Mintz?
Yeah, this is good. This is a dream, sure. I can go with that. It's Akweld.com, and Akweld is spelled Arkweld.
Cool. Thank you very much for doing this interview.
Thank you.
Close